Today I would like to talk about the concept of preferred gender pronouns in English. And I've got to say that languages do not work that way. All language is deictic, which means that it points to something. Verbs point to actions, processes, and qualities in English. Nouns point to entities. Pronouns point to usually specific or generalized entities without naming the content, other than reference from the context of the discourse. So consequently, in English, we have what's called a natural gender system. Males are he, females are she, and everything else is it. It doesn't always exactly work that way because as humans we anthropomorphize inanimate objects. So a ship can be a she to the sailors. Now, there's these people that come up with these lists of pronouns that they want you to use to refer to them because it matches their perception of who they are, and quite frankly, that's really not a part of English. And quite frankly, people do not think of you in terms of the pronoun they use. Different languages have different systems. French has masculine and feminine. In French, the sentinel is female. And in the book of John, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God." Now, the word there is used to refer to Jesus, obviously a male. But the word in French is la parole, which is feminine. So then it goes on to say, she was with God in the beginning. Huh? No? Jesus is a female? No, because it's a deictic reference to the previous word that refers back to Jesus. And people's use of language is at a subconscious level. If I ask you what the word "the" means, you might say it's the indefinite article, but you can't tell me how it's used. And in the same way, when people use gender pronouns, they're doing it by the system that they grew up with. In Swahili, they have basically about 8 or 9 different genders, quote unquote. So a small object is referred to in the singular as ki, and small objects in the plural are vi, okay? But the thing is other things have different pronouns depending on which gender class they fall into. Like there's, I think it's mwa is human, and there's ones that refer to different types of things, like you'll find a lot of trees in one gender category, animals in another. But if we get back to English, where we have a natural system, people are not going to, one, remember your pronoun except if they're part of your small little woke group that somehow thinks this is important. And to be quite frank, even these people, when they're talking quickly in a conversation, are going to forget, because you have to be mindful to sit there and try to use something that's unnatural to the language you learned. You even see this with people when they learn a new language. People that come from a language that has, well, 0 gender pronouns, like Chinese or Finnish or Hungarian, when they learn English, can quite often make the mistake of misgendering a person by saying he for a female or she for a male until they practice and speak enough that they get fluent. So what's really happening is there's just virtue signaling by a certain woke group of people who somehow think that they're going to get you to accept their perceptions of how the world works by the pronoun you use to refer to them. Yeah, it doesn't work that way, and most people don't even care. But when you get right down to it, the idea of woke or preferred gender pronouns is silly, downright silly, plain and simple.